Sé generoso con todos los que viven y no olvides mostrar amor y fidelidad a los muertos. Give graciously to all the living. Do not withhold kindness even from the dead. Amén. Se pueden sentar. Tortillas, cornbread, papusas, biscuits, arepas, hoe cakes, tamales, corn fritters, arroz con frijoles, chicken and rice, cempasúchiles, lilies, cantando a medianoche, singing at daybreak, mi tío's bromas, my aunt's perfume, mi abuela's cocina, my papa's laugh. These are the things which memories are made of, my friends. But most important is who you made those memories with. Maybe you remember preparing tamales with your tias, or your family dancing outside your grandparents' house to Achy Breaky Heart on Christmas Day. Hermanos y hermanos, estamos acá para celebrar un día sumamente especial, el Día de los Muertos. We are here to honor our loved ones who have departed. We are here to share time with them through our communion. We're here to recall God's gift to us. We've come to celebrate the sacred. Con nuestras ofrendas y con nuestros recuerdos damos la bienvenida a nuestros queridos difuntos in este espacio sagrado. On this special day, we are connected with the traditions of our ancestors, both here and afar. As we tell stories of loved ones, sing songs, share pan de muerto, mole, fruits, we can also be reminded of one fateful day at Passover long ago, when all around Jerusalem there were similar smells of bread being prepared, bitter herbs and dried fruits being arranged for the Seder feast, and stories of liberation being told and retold. On this day, we are connected with our ancestors and those of ages past. While Passover was being celebrated on the other side of town, on the other side of Jerusalem, in a place called La Calavera, Jesus cried out, Dios mío, ¿por qué me has abandonado? My God, why have you forsaken me? Abandonment, por ser olvidado. It is one of the things which those whom are passing away fear most, that no one will remember them. In my previous profession, death and dying was something which I dealt with a lot. Messages of both desperation and hope often crossed the lips of those whose lives were coming to an end. Dile a mi esposa que la amo. I was a good mother. I did my best. I was a lawyer. I was a singer. One day, a lady named Jean, who was passing away, explained to me that anyone she had known who might remember her had already passed on. She was afraid of being forgotten. Jean went on to explain to me the important details of her life and her family, and she ended with a simple request. Will you remember me? My dear friends, I dare to believe that every one of your loved ones whom we celebrate today wanted the same thing, to be remembered in all of their being. That moment when you find yourself telling a joke in a certain way and you realize, I got that from Tio. When you make the coconut cream pie in just the way your grandmother taught you, and all of a sudden you recall her advice and you feel the joy of being in her presence anew. When you get out your tools and you start to repair something and you remember that silent strength you felt while working at your abuelo's side, and you can almost smell those familiar odors inside his garage. And then one day all of those experiences are punctuated with a simple question. Will you remember me? Not long before Jesus was hanging upon the cross, shouting in agony, he shared a Seder meal with his disciples, and he asked them a simple question: will you remember me? Upon hearing the cries of Jesus upon the cross, people thought, he is calling Elijah. They thought surely he must be calling upon the one who comes to those who are in anguish. Or perhaps he was calling upon the ancestors, that great cloud of witnesses, to accompany him in that moment. Some say that one of the thieves hanging at his side asked him just before dying, Jesus, will you remember me? And he said, yes, I remember you and I love you. You are my blessed child. On this fateful day, he said, I will break into hell and defeat death and the devil because you are my beloved children. To the thief and the felon, I remember you as I come into my kingdom. To the lonely and to the brokenhearted, I remember you. To the migrant, the deported, to the immigrant working through jobs, I remember you. To the sick and the suffering and the dying, you are remembered this day. To Papa and Granny, to Uncle Jimmy, to Uncle Robert, I remember you too. To Sam and to Judy, to Victorina and Joey and Marcy and Enrique, all those who we will name today, he said, I remember you too. To all those who mourn, to all those who have been forgotten, the victims of violence, oppression, and hate, you're remembered right here and right now. To those who have died, he said, I will crack open your grave and awaken you from your resting place to make sure that you too may enjoy this blessed communion of saints. And then when you are called, you may answer, presente. When Jesus was away conquering death and the grave, many women were also there looking on from a distance. They had followed Jesus from Galilee and provided for him. Among them were Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and mother of the sons of Zebedee. They said, Jesus, we remember you. We will watch and we will wait with you. And the next thing you know, there was bread and flowers and singing and stories being told outside the tomb of Jesus. That wasn't in the text, but hermanos y hermanas, may we watch and wait this day with those present and with those absent. Sing songs, tell stories, love one another, dry one another's tears, care for our ancestors. Give graciously to all the living. Do not withhold kindness even from the dead. Amen.